Hi, it's Krista at the Secret Yarnery. Welcome to Crochet Podcast, episode 172. Thanks so much for inviting me over. I'm super glad to spend some time with you. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you my finished object, which is like a flashback throwback. You might have seen it in the thumbnail and remembered what it is. If not, you are going to freak out. It is a gem. And also some pumpkin action, some updates, family updates, soccer updates, if you watched that podcast a few months ago actually, and some yarn adventures just in the yarnery. We're not going shopping or anything, but I mean, kind of. We can shop here together. So I'll be sharing that with you towards the end. So if any of that is of interest to you or you are enjoying this content, please subscribe to the channel, give it a like, share with a friend. It really does help Crochet reach somebody that really needs crochet. So we're going to start with my finished object. Now I should tell you, because we're friends, we hang out, I have not sewn in my last tails. So there's a couple tails still left to be sewn in. I'm cool with it. I've been waiting to do it. It's been on my crochet bed for like a week and a half. It just hasn't happened. I've been so busy, but I'm going to share that with you later. First, we're going to do the crochet part. Okay, ready? It is the border. Isn't that an amazing border? Right? It is the border for the Secret Stitches blanket. If you haven't made a Secret Stitches blanket, let me show you. This is stitch number 1. It's all in a playlist, by the way. Stitch number 2. Stitch number 3. Now I'm going to forget which way around. Okay, I know, I think I got it. Is it? Do I? Number 4. Number 5. Number 6. Thank goodness I did it in rainbow order. Number 7. Number 8. Number 9. I got it. Oops, do I though? Okay. Number 10. Oops. Number 11. And number 12. So a few years ago, we did this as a crochet along. It was super fun, but you don't have to think of it like a crochet along that you missed. You could just go ahead and make the blanket. So each of these squares is a different stitch. You could do them all, like I actually made one, my first one, I should have brought it up here, is all of these squares, but made in the same color yarn. So I was doing like a beige for all the stitches, and then I was going to join, I think in this white, like white with mint green for the actual braid. Let me show you the braid. So that is the Flat Braid Join. And what's really good about making this blanket is all of the blocks have a slightly different stitch count, but it doesn't matter. They all end up with the same stitch count and joined beautifully with this flat braid join. So I was thinking forever about what border. I know I wanted it to resemble the Flat Braid Join, but harder to do than you think. So it took me a while. It took me a lot of tries. Now I have some footage of that from my phone before I frogged it back, so you could kind of see the process of like how much effort I put into this border. I knew what I wanted in my head, and none of them were right until that. Is that not the perfect border for any flat braid join? Am I recording? Oh, thank goodness. Can you imagine? Yes, we've done it. I've done yarn unboxings where I wasn't recording. I mean, you can't put yarn back in the bottle. Anyway, back to the braid. Look at that. Fantastic, right? And I could probably show you a different corner. Oh no, that one's good. I can show you this corner. Look at the corners. See that nice little extra whoop I love it. Let me hold it properly for you. Isn't that amazing? I love it. Like, I'm so excited. This is like the everything border. Now you could do this border obviously on Secret Stitches, but I think you can do it with pretty much any granny stitch, any granny square, any stitch, because you can adjust it at your corners and you can fudge it. That doesn't have to be the correct stitch count. So all my corners are a little bit wonky, or they can be a little bit wonky in that first bit at the join, and then whew, they're all great. I show you how to do it in the tutorial, which is coming out on Sunday. So now the tails I have to sew in just a bit. You know, the last ones around the edge and the last ones for the join. So there's like a couple gray ones here and there. Not bad. It's actually really good. So I'm keeping this on my crochet bed, my favorite place to crochet. And hopefully I'll get time. I was going to do it today, but now I got a phone call. I have to still run out again, but I'll tell you more about that in a few minutes. We're doing crochet first. So I'm loving on it. It's like so good. It added size to the blanket, like probably about 5 inches, because we do this white border all the way around. And then we do the gray. So we did this white and we did this gray. I love it. It's so good. So you can use this border on any blanket. It doesn't have to be Secret Stitches. What I am calling it is the Flat Braid Join Border because it's perfect for flat braid join. And if you haven't joined anything in a flat braid join, please try it. It's so satisfying, relaxing. It's really great. So this is my finished object minus the tails, but I'm looking forward to doing them. I can't wait. I can't wait to just have it like on my bed. Be like, oh, look, it's fantastic. Look at the border. So if you're a border person, check it out. Now it is September. Can you imagine? Right now it's the 24th of September. 25th? Is it the 25th? Anyway, time is flying. I feel like September just started. Kids are back to school. It's a whole thing. But it's also pumpkin season. So this beauty is my giant pumpkin floor poof. I overstuffed it so you can like use it as a footrest because obviously it's big. I also thought you could probably put like an upside down bucket inside so you could use it as a stool, right? And another tip, which I think is so clever, it would also look good in neutral, like a neutral pumpkin. Like it doesn't have to be orange. I did it with 2 strands of acrylic yarn, 3, which is a lot of strands. I think 3 strands. No, 2. You know, 3. What? 1, 2 strands. 2 strands of acrylic yarn. And in some spots, I put in a little bit of green for one of those strands. Because the pumpkins in my neighborhood have a bit of green on them. They're not the perfect orange ones. And another good tip, which is not included in the tutorial or the written pattern, is it was in the comments, which is why it's so great to comment under videos. So if you have a suggestion or comment, please leave it down below. I read all of them. Is to, instead of sewing the bottom shut or like cinching it shut, you could make like a chain and kind of weave it through and kind of tie it shut after you stuff it with shopping bags. Right? It would be nice and dense and firm, great place to store your shopping bags. And when it is not fall, you could undo it, flatten the pumpkin, store the pumpkin, and bring it out next year. Because for me, this is like a quarter of one of my closets is my pumpkin when it is not pumpkin season. So that would be the upgrade there. I would make it open at the bottom and I'd stuff it with shopping bags. That was a great suggestion. So keep that in mind. The stem is also really cool. So this is the giant pumpkin floor poof, something like that. It's great and just nice for your feet. If you could see that, you'd see it's great. Also, pumpkins. Boy, I have more. Do a little pumpkin talk. The original, my first pumpkins, but you don't have to do them in orange if you don't want to. You could do them in any color you like. So let your creativity go wild with your pumpkin colors if you want to, and also your yarn choices. Let me put those down. I used some sparkle yarn for the leaf. It's your pumpkin. So feel free. They're all tutorials and patterns. So that is something to get going on if you feel like doing a fall crochet project. And what would your fall crochet project be? Are you making pumpkins? Do you want to make pumpkins? Are you into scarves? Are you into hats with scarves? Slippers? What is your, what are you urging, or what's your crochet urge right now for crochet? Like, what your whip urge? Are you allowed to? Sounds worse than it is, but what whip do you want to start right now at this time of year? Regardless of where you are, I know for me, I'm heading into summer, as with our friends in Australia. So we might have different things that we want to make, but what do you want to hook on at this time of year where you are? Let us know in the comments. If you have been watching for a while, this is probably about 5 years ago, and if you're new, we have been hanging out here at the Secret Yarnery for almost a decade. We're getting close to a decade. I think we're like 9 years this year. If you have any ideas for the anniversary edition, it's coming up in November. Will be 9 years, so let us know. But about 5 years ago, I ran out of white yarn. I ran out of white yarn. Now, you probably think, wow, she has so much yarn. She's never going to go through it. I get those comments. Yes, I do. I ran out of white yarn. So I ordered, I want to say 16 packs of Saver in white. Now, a pack of Saver is 400 grams. So I still have it. I'm still hoarding it. I'm not running out of white yarn. But now I'm keeping it. I save that for special projects, things that I want to be extra super soft, Christmas things like heirloom items. And for just tutorials and cheap and cheerful crochet, I use local Kenyan acrylic, which I also ran out of white, which is weird because I like to think I'm a good yarn shopper. I shop in bulk. I struggle to carry the yarn out of the shop. They bale it up in a bale, they wrap string around it and everything. So you carry it by the string like a bale of hay, and they put it. I should have white yarn. I do have backup white yarn. It's not from my favorite company, which means it doesn't squish. It's a bit more ropish. You don't notice until you feel the better company yarn, and then you're like, oh, it's okay. It's good for things you want super durable, like rugs or bags, baskets, something that you want to be strong, slippers even. But for, to mix and match with my other yarn, it's different. You can feel that it's thicker, it's more dense, it doesn't mix and match as well. And I'm like, how could I have not got, the first time I went shopping, I restocked on my Kenyan acrylic. My white yarn in my favorite company was out of stock. So that's why I bought my second backup yarn in white. It's emergency yarn. But if you're using, if you're in a project, you want to add a ball of yarn, you can't add it. It is different. So the lady called me. She's like, we have white yarn from that company. I'm like, great, I'm coming down. I thought I got white yarn, but then I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't have any white yarn. So I'll tell you the rest of that story in a minute of what happened with that one, my emergency white yarn. First, I want to update you on what I've been up to. My soccer, if you were watching the soccer edition, when I was, I'm still doing the soccer thing. But I'm slowly accepting the fact that I'm a soccer mom now, which I guess means you don't have weekends. And you're driving kids around all the time. It's like a lifestyle. So, and I enjoy it. Don't get me wrong. It's cool. My kids are part of a soccer club that has a mix of paying parents and sponsored kids from underprivileged neighborhoods. and that are really good at soccer. So they all play together, and they have teams under 11, under 7, under 9, under 11, under 13, under 15. There's like a ton of soccer kids. And I was pondering like how to help them out, like, how to enrich their lives, I suppose. So sometimes we go to movies, or we go for lunch, or I bring lunch, or like whatever we're up to. And then I met this really sweet boy. Well, I met a lot of sweet boys. Let me not say that there's only one sweet boy. There's a ton of sweet boys. But one wanted to crochet, so I taught him first. He has since not been crocheting. That's fine. And then another boy found me on Instagram. And I didn't see his messages for like a few weeks, and I was like, oh my gosh. So all the kids were home, and they ended up doing like a call, like a video call, like on Instagram or whatever. And we were going to a movie the next day, so we invited him to come along, and we all went to a movie, and kind of that's where that was the jump. That's where it started. That's where it kicked off. And problem being, he hasn't been in school. Now, if you don't know, it's not like there is free education, but you still have to pay some money for some things. And I don't know what the situation was, but he was not enrolled in an educational facility. So the one he had picked, where he, near his neighborhood, he enrolled in that. Like, I got him going into that school. It was affordable, like $100 or something like that. It was fine, go to school. And then he was getting bullied and picked on and like tossed about, which isn't good. And then that snowballed into skipping school, running away. And his mom works, so she leaves early in the morning, comes back late at night. So he's pretending to go to school and like just hanging out. What? Anyway, whole big thing. What do you do with this? And he's a sweet boy. Like, he's sweet. He's a sweet boy. So spent his mom and his grandma called me last week being like, what are we going to do? Da, da, da. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Right. Anyway, I have spent 2 weeks going from school to school to school to school to school to school to school, finding a school for this boy that is like better, affordable, and better. Do you know what I mean? Where he can get education. Anyway, harder than you would think. There's schools that are like, oh yeah, sure, come on in. Like, yeah, just give me all the money. But is that the best school for him? Anyway, it was a dilemma. I was like up at night being like, how can we do it? Found a great school, but they're like, he has to repeat. Like, he didn't go to school. He missed 30 weeks or something of school. Like, it's a big thing. So then it's like, anyway, woke up in the middle of this morning, like a few hours ago, being like, oh, what are we going to do? And I was like, oh, we got it sorted out. So he's going into boarding. He starts boarding tomorrow or today, depending on what day I get this video out. He starts boarding. He can leave to go to soccer from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Sundays. The rest of the time he is in boarding facilities, including classes on the weekends, classes early in the morning before school, classes after school. Like, he has a full regime. He's got the uniform. We have them all set up. No, we don't have them set up. I just got a phone call. I have to go to town, which I don't like doing. Maybe I could get yarn. I do like going to town for yarn, but this is like a different neighborhood. This is like you cannot park your car in this neighborhood. So I have to take a taxi or whatever. Anyway, he needs a blazer, sweaters. Then he's going to be ready to go. But it's an ordeal. It's a whole thing. But I feel so relieved. And if you ever have put a kid into boarding school, it's like a whole shopping list. There's a 2-page shopping list of like 2 of these, 5 of those, 1 of these. Like, it is a list. It is detailed. It took all day yesterday. We were out running around specifically for that for like 8 hours, 6 hours, a lot. This place, that place, it's a lot. Anyway, other than the blazer and the 2 sweaters. And wait, no, there's a cup for his toothbrush to be upright. And a laundry brush. And there was one other thing, but a small thing like that. Everything else is done. So now I can get back to crocheting. Every day I've been running around. Every day this week, we actually don't even know what day it is anymore because I've gone to the school so many times. Every day we've gone there. Every day. So happy about it. So if you are interested in helping out a soccer kid, send me an email, let me know. I've got it figured out. It took me a while, but I got it figured out. So now back to the white yarn apocalypse. Is that a thing? End of the white yarn? Anyway, I was stressing out. I'm like, okay, I was going to go get yarn, and I looked at my bank finances. I'm like, you're not getting yarn. Like, you're not. That's not happening. And I'm like, I'm going to dip into the saver I have. I have a whole shelf of saver, like, tucked away that I try not to use. And I'm like, I could use that because it mix and matches great with the Kenyan acrylic that I like. And then I go and I'm like, okay, fine. I get a ball out. I'm like, ready. I go to sit down on the crochet bed and I look up, which is right there. And this is what I see. And I'm like, there it is. Huh? Like, what? Yeah. Right on top of my head. Didn't even look there. So I have yarn. I don't have to panic. I have yarn. It's all right. I don't have to go downtown. Everything's cool. Well, now today I have to go downtown. Maybe I should just swing by and get some blue yarn. It would be a shame to go downtown and not get blue yarn. I need that blue yarn up there. Anyway, that's what's up. So, kids are all in school. Soccer kid also going to be in school. I don't call him soccer kid, by the way. He has a name, but we'll keep that off the internet, won't we? Also, thinking of making another Rowana poncho. I'm like, love to make a Rowana poncho. Anthony's been working on his big camouflage chunky yarn blanket. So I was looking at this. I was like, what about that velvet yarn? And I'm like, get me some velvet yarn. I could do a velvet yarn Rowana poncho. It was a bit wintry then. I was feeling a bit cold. So I bought some. And I went to go and start, and then I was like, you know, like that disappointment sound. Let me get it and show you why. This is the fancy shopping bag it came in. This is the color I wanted. I'm like, that's a really cute color. Like, it would kind of go with, you know, most of my like linen dresses and stuff. Look how skinny it is. I think it's like a size 4 needle you'd use for that. Or not needle, hook. Did I say needle? Don't even start me yesterday. I couldn't even get out of the last parking lot. I was like, what? Like, I lost my ticket for parking. I was like, ah. Thankfully, the guy was like, it was still on my phone, but like, nutty. Oh, I bought a new stove. Want to talk about the stove? Let's talk about the stove. I have a gas, we call it cooker here, but it's a gas oven, which means you have like your 4 burners on the top and your oven, but all of it is gas. Because I was into bread making during COVID, and turns out I just eat all the bread. I'm trying not to eat all the bread. So I don't make the bread. But the power would go out, and then your bread, like all that work, I was into a sourdough bender. All that work is out the window because there's no electricity for the oven. So I'm like, we'll get a gas oven. So I got a little baby gas oven just for making bread. It was like the bread oven. Now in this house, the oven was inside the house, like one of those ones where you put it in a cubby, you know, like in the cabinetry. And it had been, I rent, if you don't know, I'm a renter. And it had been previously used, and it was like unpleasant. So we had it removed, turned that into storage, and we put the oven outside. So now I do my cooking outside. But I think because I use that oven quite a bit. Anyway, the elements fell down from the roof, from the top, like the broiler part was like, and I'm like, that's the problem. So I like popped it back up with muffin tins and stuff. And then I had my guy come and like fix it. But then I went to turn it on like last week, and the flames shot up like 1.5 inches. And I'm like, nope. Like, gas leaks are not my jam. Like, I would prefer not. Anyway, yesterday in one of these a plethora of shopping experiences at my grocery store, full, like all gas oven. So your cooker was gas, oven was gas, on sale, like half price. very affordable, like a little more than $100, $140 or something for a stove, an oven. So I was like, oh my goodness. Anyway, that arrives tomorrow, so I can not worry about detonating the back half of my house. But so that's another thing. Anyway, back to the yarn. It's quite skinny, right? And then I'm like, I could do 2 strands. Right? I could do 2 strands. But do I want to do 2 strands? No. Maybe. I could try it with 2 strands, like in a bigger hook. I wanted it to be like flowy, or I could just save it for another project that I want to do. Plus, I think this velvet yarn might snap. Yeah, see? So if I catch it on anything, it's just gonna break. So it's the wrong yarn completely for what I wanted to make. So I got a lot of it. What would you do? Well, I don't have a lot of it. I have a chunk. I also have gray because they didn't have enough of that peach or that light pink. So what would you do with this yarn? I could put it, like add it to a project that wasn't snappy like that. I don't know. I mean, I like the feel of it. What do you do with velvet yarn? That's my question. Let me know in the comments. I have it in gray and I have it in dusty pink. I also have it in green and hot pink, which I was going to do a Christmas skirt for. Then I realized I already crocheted a pink and green Christmas tree skirt. So I don't need 2 pink and greens. Anyway, what would you make with this? Isn't it lovely colors? Maybe like a scarf? Hat and scarf set? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. I have enough to do anything. I think I have they had 5 of these and then I got 6 of the gray. I don't know. Wah, wah, wah. That shopping experience. I mean, it's nice yarn. It's not what I wanted. Anyway, I think I'm checking my list. I think that's good. I think that's what I wanted to share with you. Oh, I'm also working on, I'm not going to show you. That's going to come up because I haven't even done, I think I know what I want to do. I know what I want it to look like. I haven't got that far yet. You know those optical illusion granny squares where you're like, it looks like a box. It looks like a grid, like boxes all together. I want to make one of those. And I want to figure out the color choice so I can tell you how to arrange the colors. Because I think that's the trick, right? You can make it, or else it's just a mitered granny square. You're like, you know, it either is a mitered granny square or it's a 3D, what do you call it? Optical illusion kind of granny square. That's what I'm working on. That's my passion project at the moment. I think I need to do 24 squares. I want it 4 across because they're big squares and 6 down. Just kind of like a bed topper that would be like, oh, don't fall into the boxes. Anyway, that's what I'm working on. You're going to love it. I love it already. So now I'm going to pop off, go downtown, and get a blazer for a really sweet kid going to boarding school. So I hope you're having a super great day. Let me know any comments, suggestions, what you want to hook on, what you do with that crazy yarn in the comments down below. And I'll be seeing you in the very next video right there. Also, live chat on Friday. So I guess I do have to put that out today because if tomorrow's Friday, then this is coming out today on Thursday. So imagine. Anyway, I hope you have a super great day. See you tomorrow for a live chat and Sunday for that amazing border tutorial. And stay hooked. Okay. Get you straightened out a bit. That good? Are you straight? I think so. Awesome sauce. I'm so excited. Okay, hold on. I'm not that excited. I need my notes. I got my notes on a clipboard. And by notes, I'm just going to try to not forget what I want to share with you today. I'll update you on the mess later on. Anyway, we got to get going. Here we go. Can you imagine 172? That's excellent. We've been doing it a while. If you're new and you're in... No, I can't say that yet. I was going to be like, subscribe, but like, we just started. You probably don't even know me yet if you're new, right? Okay, back to the beginning. How long did I talk for? 31 minutes, not bad. Not bad at all. I feel like I just nailed that. Okay. I want to grab that granny square and show it to you. I better go before I show you my passion project at the moment. Okay, stay hooked.